Yeah, I think initially I probably went through a little phase of denial mixed with a bit of grief. And I think what I mean by that is, every guy imagines what it's like, to have a little boy come into your life, and when it doesn't work out quite what you would maybe expect, then that can be difficult to adjust to. I know that there's certain things I'll not be able to do with my son. Certainly in this next couple of years of his life, I don't envisage we'll be going abroad. I don't envisage him going to the football or anything like that. So that's been a struggle to accept. But listen, I wouldn't change him for the world. Is the biggest point of this. His personality and the way he is, and the bond that we have, is something that no one can take away from me, and it's something that I'm very, very proud of. Yeah, I'll quite happily admit that I really struggled to begin with to accept that my little boy was autistic. I remember right from the early stages when his nursery teachers were coming to us as his parents and sort of indicating that they'd spotted some traits. I was massively in denial. Looking back, I think I just didn't want to hear it. To me, he was just my son, and that was his little personality that was developing. I had no idea. I wasn't really willing to accept, that he could potentially be on the autistic spectrum. So yeah, I really struggled with it. I think some of the bigger ones are just being able to go out, for family meals, at a local pub. That's not really on the cards for us because he doesn't really tend to eat food that he's not familiar with, if that makes sense. He'll only eat certain foods, and he doesn't sit still. He won't sit at a table, like this and eat a meal. His brain's constantly on the go. His attention span's quite short, so he's always moving on to the next thing. So that's definitely one of them. His awareness of his own safety when crossing roads and things like that is also a big issue. We have to hold his hand constantly if we're out and about, or my wife tends to use these reins to kind of keep hold of him. So yeah, that's just a couple of them. Yeah, I would say just reach out and talk to people, whether it's family, friends, or support groups. Just be open and transparent, and just reach out for that help. Again, it is something that I've struggled with, certainly in the last couple of years. Going on that journey of accepting who he is and the support that my son needs, it has been a struggle for me. But the more that I've talked about it, the more that I've shared my experience, and our collective experiences as a family, have really helped me to understand and appreciate who he is, and the sort of additional needs that he requires in his education and in his life just in general. I think the biggest lesson I've sort of learned is that there's no shame in being autistic at all. Everyone's different in this life. Neurodivergent people are different. They see the world differently. But there's so many positives, there's so many joys to be had from being autistic, and especially being, a parent to a little boy who has autism. Obviously there's daily challenges, which, we go through very, very, very often with him, but the joys sort of outweigh that. He's incredibly smart, his personality is phenomenal, he's the happiest little boy you can meet. So yeah, that's the biggest lesson I've definitely learned, is that there's absolutely no shame in being different. Yeah, I think it's massively important. I think the more people that educate themselves and get more just general understanding of autism and the entire autistic spectrum is going to be a massive benefit for everyone. Not just parents like myself, but also educators, employers, right the way through to just, societies in general. The more people that can understand the needs of those who are autistic, then the better it's going to be, for everybody.